the Coffee and the Company Podcast.
Cheers, Riz. Come.
Alright. Oh, cheers. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Finally, just two of us, man. Finally, just the two of us. Thanks for making a late night coffee so that we will grind through. Another episode right now is like 9:40.
Yeah.
Let's do another 3 hours. 3 hours of podcast. Let's do another 3 hours, man. What do
I
you
think I
think?
can just crash here and then just do my assignments tomorrow.
Yeah, it's nearer for you to go travel here to
What do you mean?
Sunway.
What do you mean?
Next time you should bring your shorts and everything.
Just do podcast in pajamas.
Sure. I don't mind. So what are we going to talk about today? This episode.
Alright. So today we're gonna talk about how to dial in espresso in terms of dialing in.
Do you mind to further elaborate a little bit what is dialing in?
Now, dialing in is basically the calibration on an espresso, on how to make an espresso, whether it's whether it's good enough for the general people to drink. That's what we call dialing in.
Dialing
it's
in.
basically a calibration of the espresso.
But I heard a lot of people, local people saying that, we need to calibrate this coffee. What's the difference between dialing in and calibrate?
Dialing in would be to start from the beginning. Like basically you pour in a fresh batch of coffee. Calibrate would be during the batch of coffee you realize there's a small mistake here and there that you could refine the calibration.
Yeah, exactly. But in YouTube, right, they don't refer this as calibration. They refer this as the term called espresso dialing in. But what exactly is the difference between dialing in and calibration? What's the difference actually? Why so much of people saying that the calibration and dialing in? What is the difference? Is there any difference?
I don't think there's any difference.
All right, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, it's not much different. It's basically the same term, but professionally, in SCA, is referred as dialing in.
Dialing in.
Yeah. There's another thing called calibration, but they call it grinder calibration. That means you have to...
Are you hearing a lot of cracking noises?
No, man. Your first crack?
No.
Roasting first crack?
No.
Cracking from your candies?
I'm eating candy.
Yeah, they're so sweet, man. Eating candies. Yet you talk about diet.
I mean, Z offered me just now.
Okay. All right, now
I
you
just
blame.
took one.
Yeah, right now you blame on him.
I didn't blame him. I'm very grateful, Z. Don't take it the wrong way.
But yeah, talking back to the topic, right? And SA refer that as grinder calibration.
Grinder calibration.
In examination, it's called grinder calibration. There's one segment of examination is called grinder calibration.
But they don't use that. They don't use that term on espresso machine.
Yeah. In a way, yes, they do. But to be exact, grinder calibration means what? It means they set a recipe for you. They give you a specific brew time. You can only play with the grind size.
Grind size.
Yeah,
I see.
you have to look for the grind size, the exact grind size. So that is what they call grinder calibration exam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you
Somehow.
have that in your course?
No, I teach dialing in, and usually we do grinder calibration instead.
During the dialing in.
During dialing in, yeah. Because we have niche over here, it's much more easy to teach dialing in with niche because it's minimal retention, and also when the coffee grinder is too confused, that means like moving up and down, too many grind sizes inside the burr chamber, I'll just take it up and brush it off. Like I mentioned many times,
It's very easy. to clean.
Niche to maintain niche is probably like 3 minutes and it's done.
Yeah.
So students will wait for 3 minutes, right? Then to reset and brand new, or the old coffee ground will be, to brush out. And then it's a fresh start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always love to start off the dialing in with niche, especially for education, to teach students how to dial in. It's easier that way. Yeah. So that's dialing in. Dialing in means you have to adjust the coffee taste and adjust the coffee taste as in to adjust the brew ratio, brew temperature,
dosage and everything.
dosage. Dosage means how many grams of coffee ground you put in, and also the grind size, the correct grind size. But we are governed by having the brew time, right?
Yeah.
I would say this is 25 to 35
Yeah.
seconds.
Even in Starbucks, their brew time was 35 to 45.
Yeah, there's no exact because the taste always the top priority.
Oh.
You can have a very good cup of coffee with just 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That's why I always advise my students, do not base blindly on the brew time, because I tasted a very nice one with 21 seconds. Espresso 1 to 2. And in compare with 25, 28 seconds, right? Actually, it's like that's less good. 21, 22 was better. And also by using the refractometer to check on it, is right on the dot, in the middle of the dot. By the way, refractometer is a TDS meter that you extract the coffee you just made and put into the meter, and it will tell you how many percent of coffee is within this. Yeah, it is inside this espresso liquid.
Total dissolved solids.
Yeah.
TDS.
And so, also there's a lot of trendy shots right nowadays, right? Not just classic espresso, like 25 to 35 seconds with 1 to 2 brew ratio. But
what else? Gentle and sweet. The brew.
No, I'm talking about turbo shots.
Oh, turbo shots.
Yeah, 17 grams, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 ratio. By the way,
actually, there was one. A student of mine.
Let me
just
explain this before I forget. Before it flew off my mind.
Sorry.
Or else then we will talk about this 3 or more hours.
My bad.
By the way, brew ratio means 1 part of coffee ground and how many parts is the coffee
Espresso.
liquid.
That's why we call it dosage in and dosage out.
Yeah, in and out, right?
Yeah.
So for example, 1 to 2 brew ratio, that means it's 18 grams of coffee, for instance. It can be 18 grams, it can be 20 grams, it can be 15 grams. 1 to 2 brew ratio is 1 part of coffee, 2 parts of
Espresso.
coffee liquid.
Espresso,
Yeah,
coffee liquid.
For example, 18 grams of coffee, 2 parts of coffee liquid.
36.
That is 36 grams of coffee.
Espresso.
That's called brew ratio. Yeah. And what were you saying just now?
No, I was saying just now I had a student of mine talk to me about the one part coffee, 7 part espresso.
Yeah.
And by the looks of it, it really sounded like turbo shot.
Yeah. There are a lot of I can't really remember. Brian Kwan is from YouTube, right? He's really nerd in this. He's really good in nerding about coffee.
Brian who?
Brian Kwan.
K-U-A-N?
No, Q-U-A-N.
Q-U-A-N.
B-R-I-A-N, Brian, and Kwan spells at Q-U-A-N.
Oh.
He's really a good nerd in terms of coffee knowledge. If you are on that level, you understand what he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's super informative, his channel in YouTube, Brian Kwan. So he was doing this very weird, I forgot the name of it. He grinded it very, very coarse, and he did a 1 to 12 brew ratio. 1 to 12 brew ratio with the normal basket. According to him, he uses this very, very light roasted coffee. Yeah. And he did 1 to 12. Basically, it was gushing out all the way from the machine.
Spilling everywhere.
Spilling everywhere the moment you press start. And up until 1 to 12. I remember it was like 15 grams of coffee, some 120 something, 130 grams of coffee liquid. And then the end result, right, is like you have to use a big like measurement, like this kind of Hario glass jar, right? Server to serve, like to put into the underneath the espresso group head, and it looks like pour over.
Did it taste nice?
It's semi-transparent. According to him, it tastes nice, and I'm not really a person who like to do all this, more than 1 to 3. 1 to 2.5 is my max. Not really a person who willing to do 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 8. I never have a very light roasted coffee beans. Usually I would not dare to use it for our espresso kind of style. Because it's espresso to me is the grind size is too important for me to get wasted. Instead of, it's much more easier for me to guess the grind size by brewing with a V60, for example,
I see.
or AeroPress example. It's almost like very easy to guess, right? AeroPress is the easiest to guess because whatever bad or good, right?
Yeah.
For example, the grind size, you just press it out. It comes out eventually. Unlike espresso, once it's done, it's gushing out or it's not coming out, is probably your bare naked eyes cannot even tell a difference after you grind it out.
I see.
Based on the coffee ground, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I always like roasted coffee beans. Because it's so expensive, you see. I do not dare to risk the coffee by having it in espresso.
I see.
I always have it in. I enjoy more with filter coffee. Yeah. So that's also for filter coffee. Again, is another brew method and also requires some dialing in. For example, this coffee we're drinking, Bolivia Natural. The first time I was using 93 degrees Celsius. And right now it's what? 90?
90.
The first time I was using 93, it tastes burnt. It tastes not so pleasant.
Yeah.
Then I dial it back down into 90 degrees Celsius. So right now it tastes okay and sweet. Plumpy like, kind of plum juice. Well, thanks to you, Riz, I have this opportunity to be served by you.
Did it taste nice?
Not bad.
So there's room for improvement then.
Yeah?
So there's room for improvement then.
Not bad lah. Not bad. This coffee is really not bad by itself. Yeah. I still miss my French press though. That's the best. So far, I really love it, French press, but it's broken. So I dare not to buy another one. By the way, dialing in topic. What do you think the most important factor to dial in a coffee? Specifically for espresso.
In my opinion, grind size is the most important.
Why do you say so?
Because grind size
come from a good grinder, you may talk.
Yeah, coming from a good grinder.
Mm-hmm.
So the uniformity behind it, I think that's the most important one for me. Because if not, sometimes you don't even know what's going on. That's like you have the running out of words to say.
I know you're tired, Reese. You don't have to tell me that repeatedly.
I said no repeatedly. Then you just like, come on, one more episode. Then I'm just like, fine.
Now you felt like you're being raped, right, Reese?
Okay. The reason why I feel like the grind size is more important is because one factor of brewing an espresso heavily relies on the grind size.
Yeah, heavily influenced from the grind size itself.
Heavily influenced on the grind size itself, because even if you're by let's say no, I still got coffee.
Okay.
Even if you have by your grind size, you're just adjust one slightly bit, right? You might gush out. It might be too coarse. That's why is in terms of grind size is in terms of espresso, grind size is very sensitive.
Agree. Are you using a step grinder?
No. Okay. Normally for espresso machines, you don't use step grinders. That's the thing.
Yeah. So Yeah, I think it makes sense that the manufacturers have phased out all the step grinder. Right now, all the espresso grinders are in stepless,
Yep.
so that you have infinite adjustment for the coffee ground size, right? Coffee grind size, right? Yeah. So what about the other factors, right? For example, like espresso
Equally
machine
important.
or your knowledge, your experience.
And of course, your knowledge on how to operate the espresso machine, as well as how to properly like dial in. You can go blindly. I mean, for a person who doesn't know how to dial in, they could always go blindly. I have a student who just now also she said, uh, I don't know how, but she Gemini was set to 24 seconds auto off, and then with the same puck, she pressed the on button again to brew another cup of coffee. So basically, the coffee is essentially overcooked. Audio working?
No, I'm just trying to. You're a bit soft right now, so I'm
Oh.
just trying to give you a louder sound.
Checking.
Yeah. So you were saying that the Gemini machine. By the way, Gemini is an espresso machine, and it was auto stop.
Yeah, it auto stopped at 24 seconds, and she decided to press it again to she thinking that it will continue the extraction.
Yeah, I think it's very important to open your espresso, right? Once you unbox, it's very important for you to read through the instruction manual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really.
Why is it like stop at 24 seconds? For example, I know Braville, you can even like this Oscar 2 over here, espresso machine. You can you can set the extraction button up until 59 seconds.
Yeah.
So that means you can just set all the way 59 seconds. It will just by reach it. Obviously, you do not need that much.
Obviously, but then again,
But-
this is what we would recommend.
Yeah.
So you're manually off by yourself.
Yeah, manually off by yourself, right? Because this machine, right, once I press, I save Oscar 2, once I save like 30 seconds, right, you start to have issue with like probably like 25 seconds stop itself. Sometimes like 28 seconds, sometimes like 35 seconds. So it's not that accurate. But when I set it into like 59 seconds, it's like, okay, I off myself.
Yep.
I cut off the shot myself, right? So instead of depending, so I always say this, not a coffee machine in this row is absolute accurate. There's always some hiccups. There's always, some volumetric issue. The best way is to cut the shot yourself. Cut the shot yourself. Cut the coffee yourself. Yeah, manual is the best way, man.
Yep.
So, in your opinion, right? Did you used to dial in espresso back in RGB coffee days?
Once or twice. I don't think they will let me do it, considering like I was fairly new to black coffee.
Yeah, I still remember then asked you to buy a pack of beans. And
Oh.
you want to share the
Okay.
story? You want to share the story? That's a very interesting story though. To me.
Okay, back then, can you stop laughing? Okay, back then, so like all barista course, we will always go through a test. Like at the end of the barista course, we will always go through a test, right? So this is the same test, but for module 2 means we need to buy a new pack of beans, and then we need to dial in ourselves. So to create a perfect shot with that bean. So my task the week before was to buy a bean, and this is the place what was the place you recommended?
Three Little Bird.
Three Little Bird.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Santu.
So back then I had a very trash phone.
It was called iPhone, by the way.
Yeah, a very trash iPhone that could not detect my GPS location. So my GPS was completely useless. I had to rely on information. So I tried driving there without information and without knowledge of where
Oh.
that place is.
Where have you been that time then?
from
I think you went-
RGB. I drove all the way to
Palace, I think. I think you went to
the palace.
yeah, Palace, National Palace.
Yeah, the national. I drove all the way to the national. I don't even know how I ended up there actually. I remember we took the KL tour bus and we were there. I was like, oh, this is the place I stopped at. Oh, this is the place I stopped at in the middle of the night. I was just like, oh, very nostalgic. This place.
I remember you texted you, Dennis, do you know where am I?
I'm lost.
Then I asked you, go and dial 999 and ask for direction. Go and call for police and ask for direction.
I was super lost back then.
Okay, but
Somehow,
I think that time you were quite new. So I think during the exam day, you did not do well on
I
your...
didn't do well completely at all.
Do you remember what kind of grinder did you use?
I think it's
Is it the red grinder, got the Kama?
no
The Kwama? Or
No,
is
no.
it Manole?
Manole.
Manole,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The black one, yeah.
And were you using the Oscar 2 the time, or was it like using the Sanremo?
Sanremo.
Sanremo.
Conti. Not
No,
Conti.
Sanremo.
Sanremo.
Yeah. So you were dialing in with the Sanremo and the Manole separately. Yeah. So you were like so frustrated, like can't get the right
Yeah.
grind size until
It
like
took-
the whole bag grind through.
Yeah. I basically used up the whole bag. I couldn't even get the accurate grind
250
size.
grams shit, grind through everything, but still haven't get anything done yet.
How long did it take? It's supposed to take me about 5 to 10
I think
minutes,
I
right?
gave you like
5 to 10
30 minutes
30
to
minutes?
prepare one espresso and one latte.
Ah, yeah.
But you know, it took you 10 minutes to grind through everything. That's what happened when you do not know the knowledge of dialing in.
Yeah.
And it happens to me as well. I want to tell you this story as well. My dear friend Nicholas went to Australia
Mm-hmm.
and came back with, I think, 200 grams of coffee beans. I could not remember what kind of coffee beans. It was a blend for milk drinks. And then I still remember the roaster. It was called Sensory Lab.
Sensory?
Sensory Lab. Very well known cafe in Melbourne. Yeah, from Melbourne. So they are also the Saint Alley, the another subsidiary of Saint Alley Cafe. Saint Alley
alright.
Coffee, yeah?
Yeah.
So who's Saint Alley?
Who's Saint Ellie?
Do you know anyone from Saint Alley?
No.
The world famous Matt Perger.
Matt Perger.
Matt Perger, 2016, I think. 2014, I think. World Barista Champion
Yeah.
from Melbourne. Matt Perger. Barista Hustle, you know?
Yeah.
You know who's Barista Hustle or not?
Yeah.
The brand? Do you know Autochrome?
I know
They're
the
using
brand.
the Autochrome. The Autochrome.
Yeah.
You know Autochrome?
Yeah.
The brand owner.
Oh.
He's the inventor. I think it's 2013 or 14 World Barista Champion. He's the one who made the Malconic so famous, and he is from Saint Alley.
Oh.
Yeah, and I remember this clearly when my dear friend Nicholas, he brought me the bag of beans from Australia, from Sensory Lab, and then I was having trouble. I think that year I was probably year one.
Year one.
Yeah, of being a barista.
Oh.
So difficult, man. First of all, I have lousy, the grinder like shitty as well.
Uh-huh.
A compact K7. I remember I told you.
Yeah.
Clumpy as shit,
It's
man.
clumpy, yeah.
Yeah, 50 mm, I think. 55 or 50 mm. Clumpy as shit, man. So, down the whole bag of beans, eventually probably like 1 or 2 cups of coffee only out of 200 grams.
Damn.
Yeah. So, that is really cheap on my shoulder. And, you know,
From
that's
that day
really,
forward.
I learned that experience. Even though, you know, Nicholas didn't notice that. My dear friend Nicholas, he did not notice that. But underneath of my, you know, in my heart, right, I was so pressured, man.
I was
was
were
so
you very
pressured.
disappointed?
Damn, he's waiting for me like half an hour, man. And the beans are getting lesser and lesser every single shot, right? So that really, really taught me a lesson to really know my shit, to really know my thing, dialing in. So if I have the knowledge, right, like right now, if let's say I have this knowledge, give me a niche zero, a bag of beans, whatever coffee machine, right, I sure know already. For example, like this Honduras I'm using right now from the Hub Coffee Roaster, I know straight away. I know what kind of preset from decent. I'm going to use like grind size number 11 and approximately the whole brew time, because right now I'm using the adaptive preset, which is non-traditional. That means it's not governed by 25 to 35 seconds. So I'm using like adaptive presets, right? Probably like 45 seconds. Should be very nice, really, for milk drinks.
For milk drinks.
For milk drink, it is very nice, sweet, and the aroma is long lasting. So let's say I given me this kind of beans, right? I kind of know already based on the color. First of all, open the pack of beans. I look at the color.
Judge the roast level.
I judge the roast level, and I kind of know what kind of grind size I need from there. And then if let's say it touched like 40 something seconds, it is nice for milk drinks. Yeah. So for a traditional flat 9 bar like Linear Mini and Eagle One Prima kind of machine, right? I kind of know already. The first 2 shots, first of all, the first shot, I just trying out, is it too fast or is it too slow? Second shot, is it too slow or is it too fast again? Right now, I know the parameter. Let's say the first shot is too damn fast. The second shot is too slow. I know the parameter is right in
within that range,
this range of grind size, right? So the third shot, supposedly, I need to serve really. If let's say it's not, still like not really good, the fourth shot, I have to make it serve really. Yeah. So most of my friends, they drink milk. They drink milk coffee. So in this particular kind of circle of friends, right, they're not really particular about the tasting notes and stuff, but they would, rather have the whole experience, like the whole coffee, is it nice or not? So my goal to, when I receive a bag of beans, my goal is to have it served at fourth shot.
The fourth shot.
Yeah. I had to get it done already. Because I learned my lesson from my friend.
First experience.
Yeah, who gave me a sensory lab blend. And eventually I grind through the whole shit, right? Just probably like 2 cups left, man.
Oh, damn.
It was embarrassing, to be honest. It was embarrassing. So that's why if you're a barista, if you're listening this, go and get this done, man. Go and get this done. It's very important. I always say this. I always put this as an example for people who doesn't know or people who do not pay attention to dialing in. What if your friend came to your house when he or she knows that you have a machine and they travel to Japan, bring back very nice rare beans that they are sure that you like it? You're not possessing of dialing technique. You're not possessed of dialing skills. What happened? You just waste of materials and you put a lot of pressure while making it, while dialing in. So I would suggest before this kind of shit happens on you, right? Get yourself done. Go and explore more beans. Buy more beans. Buy different beans. So that you learn. You dial in at home. You dial in at cafe. You dial in the office. You learn. By sticking to one beans, what happened?
You only have the knowledge of that one bean.
Yeah. When people give you a bag of beans, right, then you not possess the skill set
you will
to
be
get
lost.
it done.
You will definitely be lost.
Yeah, man. So that's why it's very important to be very effective for the first 4 shots or 5 shots maximum. Get it served, man. It's not about nice or not. No. Within 5 shots, you have to make it nice.
Yeah.
Have to make it nice. So what are the elements that will contribute the change of the coffee taste during dialing in?
During the dialing in?
Yep.
Grind size, definitely.
Okay.
Dosage. Means dosage in, how many grams of coffee grounds and how many grams of espresso coming out. Temperature, because of your roast level, is like cooking and cooking again. Yes. So yeah, temperature, pressure, that's very important.
I think pressure, not everyone has the
Can control-
privilege to control
control it.
the pressure, right? For example, like, linear mini. Yeah, of course, there are some machine can, but it takes a hassle. Linear mini is very hassle to open the box and calibrate the pressure underneath, I think, the
Yeah, I
machine.
remember-
Or
I
above
remember-
in the box.
I remember you had to take out the entire like top part. And you
Yeah,
just,
man. So not everyone has the privilege of buying a machine like Decent or Slayer or GS3. But if let's say you're capable to have a machine with 9 bar brew pressure, I think that is, the life is simpler with that one.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, can you repeat that again? Number one,
grind size,
size,
dosage,
dosage,
temperature.
temperature, and the brew ratio
Brew ratio.
is part of the recipes
Yeah.
as well, right? So what happened? Let's say too high temperature.
Mhm.
What will happen? Let's say too low temperature. What will happen?
The coffee will be either undercooked or overcooked.
Can you
in
further
simpler
elaborate
terms-
on that?
In simpler terms,
Uh-huh.
it's like cooking a chicken and you find out it's still raw. That's because not
Okay,
enough heat.
that is in terms of coffee jargon is called under extraction,
Yeah,
right?
under extracted.
What is the symptom of under extraction? What is the taste symptom?
Sour,
Okay,
salty,
all right.
very, how do you say it? Mild. I think mild.
Dilute.
Dilute. Yeah,
Okay, I think dilute is when the shot is super fast.
super fast. Yeah.
But let's say the shot's supposed to be 25 or 28 seconds, but you make it probably like 19 seconds or 18 seconds.
Right.
That's where the taste probably like salty.
Yeah.
How is salty? Can you tell me what is a good example in food of salty? Instead of salt?
I have no idea.
No? How about Vegemite, man?
Vegemite?
Marmite.
Oh, Marmite.
Vegemite,
That's
Marmite, right?
extreme. Yeah, Marmite.
Yeah.
Marmite. That's
salty?
extremely salty. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to drink the paste, taste the paste.
Eat the paste.
I'm asking you to put a little bit and put in the hot water
Yeah.
and then drink the soup.
Yeah.
Just that way. And you know what is salty.
I'm losing a lot of hair though.
And
You will.
you can relate that into coffee under extraction. Let's say if you are having under extracted coffee, that tastes like Vegemite, man. Salty. And if you put like little bit of lemon juice into the Vegemite, that is exactly the taste like
Coffee.
for coffee.
Under extracted. Undercooked coffee. Yeah.
Under extracted coffee, yeah. So what about over extracted coffee? Let's say the short flat 9 bar, like 50 over seconds or 60
Still
seconds.
seconds. Well, definitely burnt because you overcooked it.
Can you give some analogy of burn?
It's like eating charcoal.
Comparing? I
It's
never
like
eat charcoal
eating
before.
charcoal.
I need charcoal bun. They're nice. Charcoal bun, right?
No. I never eat that.
What kind of charcoal you eat?
No, just like the BBQ charcoal. Okay, it's like eating burnt food essentially. Burnt food. You will have that kind of like crunchy.
I like burnt
Not
food,
crunchy, sorry.
caramelized chicken skin.
No, not that. Then you will easily get cancer though. High risk. But essentially it's like eating burnt food. You have that
Okay.
kind of burnt flavor.
Chart.
Charred flavor.
Yeah, chart.
Charred, I was looking for that word.
Yeah.
Charred, definitely bitter, over bitter, extremely to the point that you're not comfortable.
You know, sometimes that even like over extracted coffee, right? It tastes salty as well.
I am.
Bitter and salty. Do you know why?
No.
When the grind size is too fine and clumpy, when you don't do puck prep, what happens is that there are clumps of coffee ground,
yeah.
right? That is occupying certain density of space, where there are certain part of the coffee puck is not as dense. So it comes out from there first, from the less dense, and then also dripping out from the dense
I think
part of a coffee pot.
you could achieve the same thing by tamping sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when you temp too hard, that happens. When you also the grind size is not correct, it's too fine, right? That happens as well.
I
It's
see.
bitter and it's salty. It tastes much more like Vegemite that way because it's so intense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that one, put it that way, that tastes like Vegemite paste. So salty and it gets bitter.
Yep.
Mm.
Have you eaten Vegemite before? Paste.
Paste? No.
Do you want
Why
to
would
try?
I do that?
Do you want to try?
Why would I do
I
that?
don't know. Just get everyone to understand how we feel. Just eat Vegemite paste.
You know what? I used to drink Vegemite soup.
I used to drink.
Just
I
Vegemite.
used to drink Marmite soup.
Marmite soup, yeah. You have that culture as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, my brother and sister love it.
Just salty soup though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Very
thing.
salty, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. They really like it.
Really?
I don't know how they not lose hair though.
How does it relate it?
Salty.
Salty and lose hair.
Salty.
That's a myth though.
Really?
Yeah. Having a lot of MSG doesn't mean that you lose hair. One.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a lot of sodium doesn't mean you will lose hair.
I know what will make you lose hair.
What is it?
Stress.
Oh yeah, that's for sure, man. That's not just lose hair, lose your health also, lose sleep as well, and lose your loved ones as well when you do stress. But anyway, come back to the main topic. Let's not drift away, dude. We can talk shit the whole night, man. Yeah, so that's about the dialing in. Now, let me remind everyone, having a good cup of coffee, it requires what? What are the 4 elements? Riz,
Four
can
elements?
can you refresh this? 4 elements.
Brew ratio.
No, okay, that's this dialing in part,
Oh,
right?
The
On
4
top of it-
elements.
Yeah. The 4
Uh,
factors. 4 factors, yeah.
A good barista.
Good barista with knowledge
With
and
knowledge.
experience.
Yeah. Knowledge
Okay,
and experience.
Number 1,
Good machine.
good machine.
High maintenance.
Hygiene.
Hygiene. Sorry.
Okay.
Hygiene
Mm-hmm.
and maintenance. Is it not? Hygiene?
Hygiene is maintenance, but dude-
hygiene.
And then
Good machine. Hygiene and
materials.
materials. Yeah.
So I'll repeat this. In order to have a good cup of coffee, you need to have 4 elements. Number 1, barista skills.
Yep.
Number 2,
Good machine.
average or to good machine. Doesn't mean expensive.
Yeah.
I don't mean expensive. Good materials. That means your coffee beans has to be okay, and your milk has to be okay as well. You
Yeah.
cannot buy like the stale ones. It doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
And also, again, one more is hygiene of your equipment.
How well you clean the equipment. Yeah.
Your equipment, your grinders, your machine, and stuff like that. So all these combination, right, will make a good cup of coffee. A good cup of coffee is defined by you yourself, yeah, not by me. And dialing in is part of the element in terms of the barista skills.
Barista skills. Yeah.
Yeah, if let's say any part of this, right, it's missed out. For example, the barista are very experienced, but
Machine very bad. I think I saw a YouTube video on this where
Yeah.
the professional barista
Yeah.
had to operate on a very cheap machine, and then a very not so qualified barista had to operate on a very expensive machine.
Yeah, that Australian video, right?
Yeah, I saw it
yeah, they
before.
compare it, right?
Yeah.
They compare it, right? So that proves the point as well. Yeah, and again, I have to re-emphasize this: not purchasing expensive beans and purchasing expensive coffee machine that will make your skills better. You definitely learn better and much more potential. But that doesn't mean you have to do that unless you are much more into learning by utilizing all these materials and equipment. Yeah. So I think that covers the whole dialing in topic for today.
I mean, there's obviously still other factors.
Like what? Your mood and emotion?
No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about dialing in.
Okay.
We still have things that contributes to the espresso,
Uh-huh.
but no one can do it.
Like what?
As in, like, no one can adjust things like the flow profile.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I think that is much more privileged home brewers or
Yeah.
privileged baristas. Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit, the normal flat 9 bar
Flat 9 bar,
that will represent a lot of people, majority of people.
yeah.
And obviously, we're not talking about using the small, tiny little thermoblock machine. We're not talking about those espresso machine with 14 bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're talking about overall commercial specs kind of home brewers and baristas. Yeah.
So what do you think about those? Let's say those machines with like 14 bars. The people who own the machines with like 14 bars pressure, brew pressure, okay, but then they end up having like all the hot prep, like WDT, the leveler, the everything. Yeah, what do you think about those?
Yeah, if let's say it makes them happier, go ahead. I'm the owner of 14 bar machine over here, don't you know?
I know.
Oscar 2 is
Oscar 2,
14
yeah.
bar.
Oscar 2, yeah, I know. But you don't use it to pull shot anymore.
Yeah, I don't use that to
I
pull
remember
shot.
last time you used it to pull shot, right? It was leaking all over the place.
Yeah, because the rubber gasket long
Yeah.
time never use.
Yeah.
So right now it's become string and strung into small pieces, right? That's where it's not working. That's the problem when there's the machine long time never been used. The group gasket, the rubber ring, will just shrink because not enough water. There's no moisture in it. Every day facing with aircon over here.
Mhm.
So that's where it leaks. For example, like the decent over here as well. If let's say at 2 days never open and never use it, right? In the box, keep in the box, right? In the luggage, right? The first shot usually it leaks a little bit one. You just need to use a blind filter, put it into the group and start the machine. Let it run for like 10 seconds
Oh.
so that the rubber gasket will have absorbed the moisture.
And
It expand again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, so are you gonna do the same thing if you ever open up the white decent?
Yeah, most probably. Long time never use it, but anyway, but
Oh, dear.
I still prefer to use the black one. Yeah. By the way, I think we need to wrap things up.
Okay.
Yeah, 45 minutes, man.
All right.
Let's wrap things up. Thanks for listening to the Coffee and the Company podcast. My name is
Alright.
Dennis.
My name is Reese, and I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye. Okay. Bye. 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 Okay.
Time to go home, everyone. It's 10:22 p.m. right now. Bye bye.